How's everyone doing? I'm laying down, so that's why it's dark. uh, so, I'm sure many of you heard the news that Biden dropped out the race. Um, I'm actually, I'm not surprised that he dropped out. I mean, there were a lot of sources claiming that he was going to drop out. Literally, the day before yesterday, I was at the retail store and I was talking to this associate, and we talk politics all the time. And I was saying there's a lot of sources claiming that he's going to drop out the race. And I even saw this source by, a conservative outlet that was saying that. Um, and I saw someone else point out that it's very unfair to him to drop out at this moment and not do it earlier because it is damaging to Kamala Harris. Um, but at this point, had he dropped out earlier or just do what he just did now, there's no way Kamala Harris could win. Um, there's no way any Democrat could win, regardless of who it is. I don't care if it's Gavin Newsom. I don't care if it's Kamala Harris. I don't care if it's anyone. There's no one right now on the left, politically wise, that can win. Not even an AOC. Um, so, so yeah, I mean, again, it was pretty evident like 4 or 5 years ago that he just wasn't right. He was not right in the head. I do recall watching an interview that was done by CNN with Anderson Cooper, and it was clear that Biden was reading from a teleprompter. This was during the pandemic. This is when we were doing things remotely and everything. And I saw his face literally lean to the side, and it was pretty obvious. Like, he couldn't even hide it. And so now he wasn't like this, of course, when he was under Obama. And so I just don't understand how people didn't see this long ago, which is probably one of the reasons that a lot of conservatives thought that the election was stolen the first time. Because it's like, how can someone like him win? How can someone like him win when he barely campaigned for himself, when he barely can form sentences together? How can he even win against Trump? And so this is why we felt that the election was stolen, because there's just no way in damn hell that this man can win fair and square. So at this point, I mean, it's very interesting because they were supposed to have another debate by ABC in September. And so being that he dropped out the race, I don't know if they're still going to have this debate in September. I do feel like they're going to have it, but of course it's going to be with someone else. It's not going to be with Biden since he dropped out. But there's just no way that, I mean, the Democrats just, that's it. Like, Trump is pretty much the president. Like, there's no way they can come back from this. I mean, they weren't even ahead when Biden was was in the White House anyways. It's just everything is bad. Everything, and it's not even, everything is just bad in terms of just like grocery store prices are really expensive, like highly expensive. Walmart is not what Walmart once was. Immigration is crazy. Literally every single aisle I go to in a Walmart, every single person I serve now working in retail, all of them are immigrants. Literally 85-90% are immigrants, and they're not even here legally. They're illegal. They're here illegally. The mandates, it's just like we can't even go back from that with the mandates that they forced on the American people. You cannot forget the things that were done. School systems schools indoctrinating kids, telling them they could be a she or a he or a we. In certain states, if your child says they're transgender, the school legally doesn't have to disclose that to their parents. So it's like, it's just what once was the left, what once was what the Democratic Party stood for, is not what it is today. And so I just don't understand how people cannot even see this. And the wars, don't even get me on the wars. It's like the Conservative Party now, the Republican Party today, we don't want wars. We don't. I've never wanted wars, you know. And so it's like, to me, the more logic is on the right than it is on the left currently. It just is. Like, the more logic. It's crazy. And so I just don't understand how somebody would want to vote for someone that is like pro borders, and pro people coming here illegally, pro killing a child, no matter what month or what trimester they're in. Okay with indoctrinating kids in school, asking kids about their pronouns. Okay with government telling them what to do, mandates and everything. Okay with high taxes, you know. I just don't get it how someone would be okay with all of that. And so, and it's just getting worse. I don't know, just I'm so, honestly speaking, like, I am so tired of hearing about these new months, right? It's like June was like Black Music Month. July, I mean, I'm surprised we have July, anything for July, but June, Pride Month. Um, and so I'm so ridiculously tired of even this woke stuff. I'm so tired of the woke stuff. I'm so tired of diversity, equity, inclusion in the workplace. I'm just tired of what the left just stands for. You know, I don't feel like I'm a part of that, and I don't want to be. I really don't want to be a part of that. Um, and so at this point, I mean, you can't really get comfortable, but it's like, I don't know if you guys recall me talking about this on my video. This is before the assassination attempt happened. Literally, you can go back. It's still publicly there on my video before it happened, before that 20-year-old did what he did. I said the only way that Joe Biden would win is if a foreign actor from another country interferes in our election, the American government somehow interferes with our election, or Trump gets assassinated. I literally said that 2 days before, I don't know if it was 1 or 2 days, before that boy tried to do what he did. Literally. And then next thing you know, when I heard it on the news, I'm like, oh, Jesus. Like, I literally was just talking about this on my YouTube channel, like, not too long ago. And so that's what they tried to do. That's what they tried to do. And honestly, this is not even a conspiracy theorist. I wholeheartedly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that the American government orchestrated I feel that the American government, the Biden administration, somebody within that sector orchestrated this attack. Literally. And since it didn't work, since it did not work, now he's stepping down. So, because we still don't even know, and I don't think they're ever going to give us full information as to how this man got to the point to where he got on the roof, how he got a rifle on the roof, how the hell he climbed on the roof. And so, literally, they were saying a police officer saw the man on the roof before, like, literally way before he pulled the trigger. So, since that didn't work, the assassination attempt by our government, allegedly, um, they had no choice but to have Biden step down, because the killing didn't work. So I mean, so I'm hoping we get the actual real reason as to why that happened, um, and I hope people will still try to investigate that as to why it happened, and not allow this Joe Biden stepping down being a distraction, because we need to know why. That's dangerous. That's highly dangerous for an average citizen to get so close to literally one of the most powerful people in the world. That's just crazy. That's crazy to me. Um, and so yeah, and it was definitely orchestrated. Like that boy didn't all of a sudden decide he wanted to shoot somebody. Somebody probably hired him. Somebody, um, I don't know. I don't know. All I know was he's 20 years old. His former classmate was talking to a news reporter, and the classmate was saying that he was bullied in school. The boy literally sat alone during lunch. And then when a news reporter asked him, well, what did the bully say? The guy was like, oh, I don't know. I don't remember. More than likely, he was the bully because, I mean, if you remember this guy was bullied, but you don't remember what was said of him, come on now. More than likely, you participated, you contributed in him being bullied. And so I do feel like, again, I do feel like it was orchestrated, planned by our government. I do feel that way. So, I mean, it didn't work, and so now Biden has to step down. And so Kamala Harris, there's no way she'll be president. Like, I don't even know why. And now I'm seeing posts by like black folks. They're trying to literally like, oh, she's running for president. She's gonna be president. It's like, no, she's not gonna be president. And I never want her to be president because I don't want to hear the past 4 years, possibly 8 years, she could run again, of people just promoting her skin color or literally bowing down to her because she's half black or whatever. I don't want to hear that. Besides me not liking her policies, I just don't want to hear this racial color bullshit that goes on with the black community or whatever when it comes to like a black politician. I really don't want to hear it. I heard it enough with Jasmine Crockett when she called Marjorie Taylor Greene, a bad built, butch blonde, whatever. And so it's like I don't want someone that's representing our nation to be a representation of a skin color versus a representation for all people. Like I just don't want that. But there's no way she'll be president. So yeah. I just want lower taxes, lower federal taxes. I want border security. I want to have a choice to take a medicine if I believe it's a medicine when we get another pandemic. I want all of this woke bullshit to stop. I want DEI to go away. So yeah, I mean, so Trump pretty much won. He won. I wish Trump would have I wish he would have chosen like a stronger VP. Like I just wish he would have chosen like a Vivek Ramaswamy or Tulsi Gabbard, like somebody other than the person. I really don't know much about the person he chosen, but I don't know. I haven't really. Maybe it's gonna take some time for me to like him. I'm not sure. It's not that I dislike him. It's just I'm not really. I don't know. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to him and stuff. But to me, Vivek Ramaswamy, they're around the same age, and he was more sharp, way more sharp than this guy. So, and he's just, I can tell just by somebody's aura, their presentation, the way they look, whatever you want to call it. I can just tell by someone's energy if they are a star, and he's not really giving me a star quality to be president, JD Vance. I'm not really feeling that from him. It's kind of how I felt that with DeSantis. It's like, that doesn't mean I don't like your policies. I just feel like you need a little bit more than just to tell me what your policies are going to be. You got to have charisma. You got to have personality. And so I don't really feel that way with JD Vance. I just don't. I don't. I probably only heard him speak like one or two times. So maybe I just need to give him a little bit more of a chance. I don't know. But before he was even announced to be VP, around last year, I saw him do an interview with Jonathan Stewart. And if you have a mainstream talk show host literally get you in a aha moment and you can't really handle that in an interview really well, that's my first impression of him. This was like a year ago. So I knew who he was. But yeah, we'll see. To me, he's like a younger Pence. Boring. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give him a chance. We'll see. I have to look more into him. Yes, I mean, hell, even if you would have chosen Candace Owens, I would have been like, I would have preferred that over JD Vance. Oh, God. I don't know. Sometimes I get notifications about my videos from 3 years ago, and it's like my views were different on video. My views were different at that time, and it just made a complete like 180 these past I would say 4 years. I don't even know why YouTube says 3 years ago, because the whole pandemic, 4 years, it's been okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not on the left anymore, which I kind of knew for a very long time. Like, I knew personally, I wasn't on the left, like, for a very long time, But I think the pandemic just gave me a whole 180, like pushed me a little bit more away. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. But a lot of y'all has been wondering where I've been and stuff. I mean, I don't make money on YouTube anymore. And I don't get the views I've gotten before. And yeah, so you gotta work. And plus, like, the algorithms is shifted towards a certain audience that I really don't have much in common with politically. And so it's just the channel is dead. It's pretty much dead. So that's why I haven't been posting videos. So yeah. I mean, today I was watching somebody else's YouTube video, and I was like, well, maybe I should make a personal channel and stuff. It doesn't have to be political or nothing. I can just make something personal where I talk about certain things and see how that goes and stuff. I was like, I don't know. Like, I love YouTube and I miss it, but it's a lot of work. Like it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of work to do. I made this channel in 2016, October 2016, 2 months before I graduated college. And it wasn't even about the money. It was just more towards me building a brand for myself, because at that time I wanted to get into like traditional media, and I still kind of do, but not really. Traditional media like radio. So I was like, you know what, give me make a YouTube channel and stuff. Let me make another YouTube channel. And it's not until maybe 2018 I saw like some money, like 2 years later. So I didn't do it for the money. I just did it so I can like practice my craft, be on camera, talk to people, learn how to edit, learn how to make thumbnails, write a script. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I made the channel. But I mean, I would like to be one of those channels to where I can go back and I can make money in a different lane. It doesn't have to be politics or whatever. It can be just one of those vloggers. I don't have an interesting life, so I don't know how that would work, but I can make topics about different things that people would be interested in. Personal topics and stuff. So, and it's good practice. Like, it's very hard. Like, you'd be surprised how hard it is for someone to speak in front of a camera, because it's like, it's not really as easy as it sounds. It feels awkward. And it's not as natural to a lot of people. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll just see. We'll see what occurs. I've been saying for like the past year, I'm gonna make a channel, make another channel. I still have my second channel, but I haven't even been active on that one. So I mean, I can always go back to that channel maybe. Because at this point, I think it's a year old. Yeah, I think it's because I made it last year. I made it last summer. So it's a year old at this point. JOA TV, if you want to go subscribe. So I don't know, you all. Life has just been hard. That's all. I don't know. I don't know what my plan is in life. I just been working, and maybe I can make a video on it on my second channel about just like what I've been up to, what I had to deal with for the past 4 months of me working for a company that I really don't agree with philosophically, ideology wise. I don't, this whole diversity, equity, inclusion stuff, and how that affected me. Like, I guess I can make a video about it and stuff. I guess that is political, but I think if you tell people, it's okay if you agree with it, or it's okay if you see it this way, but this is how I feel, I think people will be more susceptible to accepting that versus if you just go direct to saying, I don't agree with something. Because a lot of times you gotta start your conversation with a low blow before you end it with a high blow. So people feelings don't get hurt, because people are so PC today. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I've been working, been eating. Actually, I've been walking and doing a lot of walking. Been walking for the past. I haven't driven for like several months now because my car is like done for. And so yeah, I mean, it's been really hot and it's been raining every day. Actually, Kamala Harris was down here like a month ago, and I heard Trump was down here like not too long ago, not for something public, but like for a private event. So yeah, that's been it. I've been exploring opportunities like overseas, see if I can teach overseas, whatever. That's a lot of work. And I'm like, the requirements that people require overseas, I'm like, why can't we do the same thing here in America for people to come here? It's like they require so much. And it's like, we need to require the same stuff that they require. But as soon as we do it, we're called xenophobic, prejudiced, racist, da 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 da. So I've just been trying to see if I can travel, because I've been wanting to travel for a long time. I mean, trust me, these past 4 years, has made me like a patriot, like very proud to be an American and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, I wouldn't mind, I guess, traveling or whatever, but um, seeing the world and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, but I'm proud. Proud to be an American. Yes, I mean, um, but what I can tell you is I really don't I really don't want to work for people anymore. Like I don't. Honestly, like even working for myself for the 4 years, like 3 years I was doing YouTube, and then the last year I was doing like I was freelancing, where I guess I can call myself an independent contractor teaching ESL. It's a lot of isolation that I had to deal with, and it definitely does a lot to your mental and also to your physical, because I was eating a lot and I gained the weight I lost, um and everything, during those times where I was working from home and stuff. But I kind of still, I still miss the freedom. And it's not like I do anything. I don't mind working for people, but it's like the shit you have to go through when you work for someone else is just too much. Like it's just it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, you know. And so I miss the freedom of not having to deal with coworkers who have an attitude, or deal with management who has an attitude, or um, having to pick up slack. And it's not that I don't mind picking up someone's slack or someone's work. It's just not feeling the appreciation of that, um, disloyalty, favoritism, cronyism. Like it's just I don't miss that about the workplace, and this is why I said the isolation aspect, the physical detrimental aspect of working for yourself beats the other stuff I just listed when you're working for corporate America. Or anybody. It doesn't have to be corporate America, it just be like working for someone in general. So yeah, I don't miss it, and I wish, I wish I can just go back to um finding something where I can work remotely or whatever. Because I'm just, you know what? If I have to be even more lonely, that's fine. I don't want to have to deal with bullshit. Um, so, oof, I don't want to have to deal with that. Past 4 months of working for someone else, like I had to deal with so much shit, like so much, and like, so that's the stuff I want to talk about, like on a new channel. Like I would like to talk about stuff like that. Yep. And like literally this week alone, like it's just been very stressful. So, I mean, like I remember during a time where I was getting a lot of views. Like I was getting a lot of views on my videos, like on this channel. And I would literally, this is how ghetto I would do it. I would literally do a voiceover in my car, take my laptop, go to the mall, use their Wi-Fi, looking like a hobo. So it would be like 9, 10 o'clock at night. The mall was closed, but the door still would open, so I would go in there, I use their Wi-Fi to post it. And I was just ranking, I was doing well with views and making good money at the same time. But at the same time, not having internet, like the amount of money or the amount of success you can have like online today, it's just like, if you're consistent, it's just insane. Like, you know. Um, but even during that time when I was really doing well and making money and stuff like that, I still wasn't even happy. Like, it's just like, okay, I'm making money and I'm grateful, you know. Um, so, and the money that I was making was like literally maybe at most an hour's worth of work, 1 hour. Because I really wasn't even taking the time to sit there and edit everything. I would just say what I had to say, grab the video from whatever, from the view or whatever, put that in there, put a commentary in there, make a little thumbnail of people looking angry if it's an angry video, whatever, and then putting a title, exporting it. If I want to write something in my YouTube description, I can write whatever, put my social medias, whatever, and then leave like a pinned comment, saying, hey, what do you think about this? Da, 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 for engagement. And that was it, And I was doing really well. Like, honestly, I was doing really well. Like, it was to the point where, like, even, like, Jesus. Like, what I was making in a week during that time, sheesh, not even a week. Even one time in a day, like, would be like 2 checks at a, like, a job that's very menial, like at a Walmart or something, I remember one time the highest I made in one day was the highest in one day was $800, and I was like, wow, like I was like, I'm making this much in one day. I remember when I had a video that had over 100,000 views in 24 hours. Now, that's a lot from someone that only had like 20,000 subscribers during that time, or even less. Maybe I had like 15 or 12,000 subscribers. I remember it went viral, and I had over 100,000 views in 24 hours. And that may not be a lot to these big content creators, but if you're that small, that little bit of subscribers, and you get over 100,000 views in 24 hours, that's viral. That's crazy. So, YouTube, if you do it right, you can definitely like build something off of it. But there are downfalls to it though, but at the same time, it's like when you make the Y for the X that you put in, the work that you put in, and the Y that it spits out. Algebra here. You do X, spits out Y. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And I experimented with different genres. I did. Like, I started off with Hot Topics, then I did weight loss, and then I did like musical reactions, and I went back to Hot Topics. And it was not only until I went back to Hot Topics was when I saw that big change. Although I did go viral several times with the weight loss stuff, but I wasn't monetized at that time. Anyways, and interestingly enough, a big YouTuber during that time, like a really big YouTuber was telling me, like, you should definitely apply for monetization because you don't want something to go viral and not get nothing from it. And I was like, oh, no, I'm good, whatever. What do you know? Those 3 videos went viral, and I didn't make nothing off of it. And it's interesting though because now that big YouTuber now doesn't really get a lot of views on their videos like they used to. Um, so, but they're really known on YouTube. So, and then after they started making a lot of money, and, getting a lot of views, a lot of times people who make a lot of money and get a lot of views on social media, it's like they change. You know how when people say when certain people make a lot of money, when they see success, they change, like for the worse. And a lot of times that can happen. People do change. Um, so, like, I mean, it's not like I knew this person, but like, it's not like I knew this person wholeheartedly, but we spoke on the phone like 2 or 3 times and commented on each other's videos and stuff. So, I mean, I knew the person good enough, but you can kind of see like the change, how money can change people, because it can happen. Um, so yeah, I just wished it last longer with my success, because I'm telling you, like I've been grinding. Like I'm like graduated college 2016, haven't really gotten a break that I wanted to get. Still really haven't gotten it. I mean, YouTube was good while it lasted, but I haven't really gotten the break, like a big break or whatever you want to call it. Um, mm, but it definitely was a blessing. I think God was looking over me during those times because it was early on during the pandemic. So I remember what was it? July 7th, 2020 was my last day at the job I was working at. Put in my 2 weeks. And then you're like, oh, where are you going? Where are you going? My response was, wherever God takes me. But YouTube, of course, was where I was going. And so it lasted, I would say it lasted, I mean, my 3rd year, I made a little something, something, but it wasn't big. So 2 full years, I would say. Um, yeah, 2 full years. Yeah, I mean, I do miss it. I miss making videos. I mean, a lot of times people have to evolve and people have to transition into something else. Like, I've been watching these vloggers for like on and off for like 10 years. And I was watching a podcast that they were doing the other day, and they were even talking about how that, their kids are growing, and, when their son enters high school, maybe they will have their son make videos on YouTube if he chooses to do so. But they're not going to be on YouTube like forever. And if they choose to do so down the line, it's going to be by choice to make a video. It's not something that they have to do for business. Um, and it's so like, if you don't evolve in some shape or form, if it's like thought process, business, whatever, it's like something is wrong. Like there's an end to every chapter, right? And so for me, my chapter was how I thought politically. That was the end to the chapter for that. Because I'm like, well, wait, I don't really agree with that. And then the YouTube stuff for this channel, that's an end to that chapter and everything. So everything has an end. Nothing lasts forever. So, but I do miss it though. I do kind of I miss. I honestly don't care about Hollywood and what these celebrities do and stuff like that. I don't, I don't care about that stuff. You know. I really don't care. That stuff is really meant for people who don't have an education, who aren't educated, who aren't really there intellectually, who can't really critically think on their own. Those kind of videos about Hollywood is for people who are like brainwashed by the media, programmed and stuff. Honestly, I don't care. I don't really care about pop culture like I used to. Um, or even when I spoke about it, it was only like a handful of people I used to speak about. 'Cause other stuff, I'm like, I've never been a movie watcher. I've never been someone that was really a fan of watching like movies or finding next movie. Till this day, I have never owned a digital streaming service. I never had Netflix, never had Hulu, never had Disney Plus, never had Amazon, never had any of those stuff. And that's very odd for someone to say. I personally never had any. Um, so yeah, I mean, I really don't care about Hollywood or what they do, especially what I know now, what Hollywood is. Yeah, I really, honestly, mm, I just like what I care about is learning about information that's going to help me and it's going to make me smarter. That's what I care about. So I kind of like, I mean, I really don't watch her, but I like the lane that Candace Owens goes in. I like what she talks about. So I like that lane. I mean, every now and then, of course, she's going to talk about celebrity or whatever, whatever. But a lot of times it's information that you can research on your own, or if it's information that can like just makes you a little bit more intelligent, stuff like that. So I like stuff like that, or what Megan Kelly may talk about. Don't really watch her, but like stuff that's really important, news stuff, like journalism kind of stuff, not this Hollywood stuff. Um, in the back of my mind, I was saying the other day, actually, I've been telling myself this in my mind for some time now. I was like, you know what? A lot of these people from overseas are coming here legally. So I'm like, and I see them, well, that's when I'm at my job, but I see like two, three, or four of them like all the time. I'm like, you know what? They're taking advantage by coming here. Why can't I just take advantage of them by offering to teach them English? And charging them like a retainer every month. So it's like, let me be entrepreneurial. Let me be a business person. There's one person that said yes at my job. He was from Honduras. He said yes. Um, and then I have a coworker, and they were like yes. So I'm like, I need to be entrepreneurial. That's what I honestly I would love that. Like I would love to have like 20 students and not even charge them a lot. I'm not even talking about a lot of money. Like $200 a month, which is really cheap. Really cheap. Like 20 students, like 4 grand. That's really all I need. I don't really need much. And teach them English. And I think honestly, like I'm very good. One thing I know about myself, and one thing this person told me, this is like years ago. This was maybe Jesus. Um, 7 years ago, I was working at a different job. He was like, "Oh, this person was like a vice president of some company." He was like, "Oh, you should get into sales." One thing I know I'm good at, or one thing I know I can be even better at, is sales. So, literally, if I make some flyers, and I don't really believe in doing this whole social media, Facebook ads, Instagram, because I don't really believe in that stuff. I'm sure it works, but I'm not about to spend all of that money to figure out some algorithm for it to work for me. Like my quote unquote algorithm is to go up to a person and sell them. That's how I do it, you know. Um, and it would be a win-win situation, especially if they're from the Middle East, because now the guard is broken. You're speaking their language. You're not some random person just saying, "Hey," you see what I mean? So it's like if you're a random person and you're trying to throw a sales pitch at somebody, you have to break their comfortability, or you have to break them saying no to a yes. And so by relating to someone, you're pretty much you're in the warm water at the moment, and you just need to get a little bit more harder. That's it. And so I really don't have to try too hard in order to break that barrier. So I'm like, they're at the colleges. So I mean, I would argue even the colleges do it wrong, like how they teach English. So yeah, I actually have like 3 people in mind that I see, and it just adds up, adds up, adds up, adds up, adds up. I don't know. I never really tried it with the Spanish people. I mean, there are so many Spanish people that live down here, you know, but I don't even know if that would be. Been on here for 47 minutes talking to myself. Um, but yeah, I think I want to try that. I think I need to map out like where to go. Where do I need to go? Um, you know, every now and then when I go to a grocery store, I see. It's not all the time, but I do see them. Like literally, there was one the other day that really didn't speak English that well, and was very picky about what kind of wallet he wanted. Like he wanted a wallet with a zipper. I'm like, well, if you want a wallet with a zipper, then you may need to go to the women's section. They may have, even in the women's section, sometimes you can buy something in the women's section and it doesn't look like it's for a lady. It look like it could be unisex. Because like really, men wallets, they don't come with a zipper. Like, you know. Um, But yeah, that's just a thought, because even like for last year when I was doing English, I wasn't even making a lot per hour. I was just doing so many hours. Like I was doing a lot of hours, so it would be enough for me to um, comfortably say, okay, I can pay my bills. I can pay this bill. I can pay that bill. You know, so I was doing a lot of hours, but the pay rate wasn't even. It wasn't even big. It was like really small. Um, so, and I was literally working every day for the most part, 6 days a week, you know, maybe 5, but 6 days for the most part. And Sundays, I would be doing like Sundays would be my very long days. I would wake up around like sometimes 5 in the morning or 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I would finish maybe, I don't know, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So, I mean, that's what, 15 hours, 16 hours. So just imagine if I get like 20 people and I just do it 3 days a week or whatever. Um, it would be fine, I think so. 3 days a week. We'll see. All right, y'all are quiet. I didn't get one comment. And that's another thing why I stopped coming on here, because a lot of you all don't really comment on my live streams. And it's not until I publish it that I see a comment in the comment section where someone just writes something after the live stream is over. So, I mean, it just gets, I mean, I like to talk, but I mean, I would like someone to comment at least and say hello or something. So yeah, I mean, I would love to do it. I would love to actually do that. Um, yes, I mean, and it's not that I don't want to work in media or whatever, because I still do. It's just, I mean, it's hard. It's very, the industry is very difficult. Like, even now, like traditional media, it's like a lot of people got laid off. They're still getting laid off. I'm sure in the future more people are going to get laid off as well. It's not an easy business. It's very hard. It's very hard getting the job. It's very hard doing the job. And then, like, a lot of times you may not even know if you have a job the next day. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's literally a lot to deal with. Um, you know. And I would personally say, like, I had opportunities, you know. I would say, like, how I went about, mm, I only can think of one person. How I went about with one person, like, ended up me not getting the job, so that was my fault. Um, like, I take that out. I, you know, those. Yeah, so I shouldn't have said that in the interview. I said something that I shouldn't have, like, said. So it's only I only can think of one where it's like, yeah, it's just one. And then the other two situations was where it just, like, was unethical, and I'm like, okay, I don't even want the job now because it's already feeling like it's not good. So so yeah, I mean, And then the rest of them are just a bunch of non-caring people who ghost you, don't want to answer, nothing. So, I mean, waste your time. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Well, I'm about to get off.